Thanks for the time, Coach. Elsa and Kylie were strong inside today. You had them both on the court too for extended period of time, first time in a while.
Yeah.
You talk about their game and just kind of the idea behind that.
Yeah, so I thought they both played well, and especially Elsa, you can see she's really, each week seems to be getting a little better, a little more comfortable. And, I think that lineup with both of them on the court is going to be up to something that going to be a lineup that we're going to need to be effective with heading into Big Ten play. So we want to give it a little bit more of a look tonight.
And over the last few games, you've been kind of alternating between Elsa and Ella. You've been bringing in different combinations of guards. Tonight, it seemed like you had a very particular plan in the first half. Was that kind of like a dry run for conference play?
It is. It is. We wanted to get a little closer to what it'll probably look like, as moving forward, and at least for the time being, that's probably what the rotation's gonna be.
Coach, an all-around game for Ava Watson tonight. 6 boards, 6 assists, and 6 points. How important is she for this team to be a spark plug off the bench?
She's really important. She's a very bright player, and I love the fact she can play the point guard position. She can also play off the ball at the 2, and she's played really well of late. And so I think her minutes are going to be very important as we hit Big Ten play.
And Kylie seemed like she was battling down low all night with Western Michigan's bigs. How important is it for her to be a physical presence for the Buckeyes down in the post?
Yeah, we need everything we can get around the basket, and Kylie's length and her tenacity on the boards are something that we're going to continue to need, and I think she's still young. Obviously, this is her first year in college basketball, so I think she's got a long way to go to be who she's capable of being. But she's showing that she can really be effective around the basket and on the perimeter.
Yeah, and only 7 turnovers today. Last game you talked about how you were really upset about the turnover margin. What about tonight? How did they respond?
Yeah, I thought we were much more we still played at a pretty good pace, and but I thought we were just more crisp on offense in terms of sharing the ball, making simple, aggressive plays, and we weren't sloppy. And sometimes we get a little sloppy when we get a lead, but we didn't necessarily do that tonight.
And in the first half, Jelani Kenny still had strong games today, but it wasn't like Jelani had to do everything, or Kenny had to do everything on defense whenever it was closer in the first half. Is that kind of the goal you were hoping to see, is that other people can pick that up?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're at our best when we can spread the scoring around and just the overall play. And tonight I thought we were much more balanced overall, and I think that's we're going to need that balanced effort as we head towards the Big Ten.
The first couple minutes of the third quarter seemed a little chaotic. Western Michigan started off with a 4-2 run, and it seemed like you really settled in defensively. 18-0 run over that next period. What did you tell your team in the locker room at halftime in terms of how you were going to play defensively?
Yeah, we wanted to. We had a couple adjustments. Like they were on a really good kind of ball screen motion offense, and we had talked about a couple things. They were slipping out of the ball screens and some things like that we wanted to just tighten up our defense. And they had a quick start, but then I thought we settled in, to your point, and kind of recontrolled the game with our execution on defense.
You mentioned them slipping those ball screens well. It seemed like they did that a lot, especially in the first quarter. They had multiple wide open shots in the corner there. What did you do to adjust for that going forward throughout the game?
That's the stuff we talked about at halftime. And I thought we guarded it better in the second half. But in the latter part of the first half, we did not guard that very well, and something that we talked about at halftime.
What do you think about the recent run of the 4 mid-major sides as a way to get ready for conference play?
Yeah, we'll see. In some years, it's just kind of the way the schedule falls and who we can get when. And the other part of it is a lot of this time of year with exams and so forth, it's a little bit tougher with scheduling. So we'll see. We've got a very difficult schedule coming up. I mean, Big Ten's as good as it's ever been. It's really deep, and so every night's going to be a battle. Plus, we have one more non-conference versus TCU, who's a great team. And so, hey, no easy nights moving forward. We know that, and so we are where we are. I still think we can get a lot better. So it's about continuing to put ourselves in a position to improve and get prepared for each upcoming game.
Last question, totally not basketball related. What's the best Christmas gift you ever received?
Oh, that's a great question, and happy holidays to all. And I'll say I got married 23 years ago today, so that was the best holiday gift. And then the second one, we did have one child born on New Year's Eve, which is right after the holiday. So that would probably be the two best.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
First off, congratulations on your anniversary, Coach. Second, you have UCLA in a week, really tough matchup there.
Yeah.
You know, how do you keep your team focused even though there's, you know, a big holiday coming up with Christmas and Christmas?
You know, hey, we're gonna kind of process this win and enjoy it, but I'm hoping they can get home and spend some time with their family and enjoy that because it is a special time of the year. And we ask a lot of them while they're here, so I want them to enjoy their family time when they get a chance to do it. We'll be back on the 26th and have 2 days to prepare. And UCLA's got a great team, and they've played extremely well this year. They present a lot of matchup problems with just their size. And obviously Lauren Betts, now her sister's playing and back in, from injury. So, we'll have a tall task ahead of us, no pun intended. But I think we'll get back and prepare and take a swing at it.
Thank you.
Thanks all.